Alright guys, welcome to the video. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Daraloth. Glad to have you here. And I'm going to start this video off by just saying, you guys can skip ahead if you want to. This is the deck explanation. I know I watch my analytics. A lot of people skip past this part, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about me here at the beginning. Um, because I've been gone for a little while, so I wanted to kind of explain to you guys what's been going on. So I've been a bad content creator. I forgot to let you guys know what I've been up to the past week, and I think it's just because I've been kind of out of it a little bit. Not like in a particularly bad way, it's just that I wasn't really feeling the Legends recording, which I said, ironically, at the end of my last video that I was feeling the Legends recording. And it's not that that was a lie, it's just that things changed over the past week. So, the week past when I said that, right? So, I was playing Elder Scrolls Online a lot at that point, and they had just had an event, and so I was playing that event quite a bit. I was playing with my friends. I was hanging out with friends in real life. I was reading a book series. Um, I've been, I cleaned the bathroom. So I've just been very active in my own life recently, and that has led to an inactivity online in general, and less responsibility with my YouTube channel. So I do apologize for that. I just kind of wanted to let you guys know. And honestly, I was feeling um, a little bit annoyed with Legends. My game crashed a few times when I was trying to record. My computer has been horrible recently. It crashed Elder Scrolls Online so many times. But my computer's been horrible, and it crashed Legends when I was recording this deck actually a few weeks ago. And then I just started thinking about the matches that I had played, and I wasn't happy with them, and I actually got about halfway through editing this video, or a different version of this video, with this deck, and I just wasn't happy with the videos, and I want to provide content for you guys that I myself would watch and enjoy, and I don't think that I would have enjoyed that other video. So I wanted to kind of come back at it with a different approach. I just ranted for 42 minutes about Legends, and you guys will probably see that video show up. So it's the most opinionated thing that I've ever done. I tried to throw some, fact in there about the way that the game has developed, but really it's just about a 40-minute rant and me shitting on some of the newer cards, like I usually do in these videos anyway. So some of you might enjoy it. Some of you might get a little bit offended by some of the stuff that I say, and that's okay. Um, it's not like I'm throwing profanity around or calling you a moron in that video, but uh, there's just some parts in my rant where people that play specific cards might get a little bit upset. I don't know at just some of the things that I say. But anyway, with that all out of the way, welcome to the deck. This is called the Imperial Atronach. I had a few people in the kind of community. I usually friend people if they ask me. I actually go through and friend all these people too. Um, I had a few people in this little kind of friend community show in and spectate me when I was playing this deck a few times, so that was kind of fun. And so maybe a few of you guys know what I'm going to be playing, but this deck is basically focused entirely around the Flesh Atronach. So the Flesh Atronach has a really fun summon. It's basically like the Stealer of Secrets, but for endurance and for creatures. So Flesh Atronach is summon +1/+1 for each creature in your discard pile. And the whole point of the deck is to try to get creatures in our discard pile. So we have a lot of different ways to do that. I'm going to try to kind of speed run this because I tend to take a long time when I am talking about these, and it's not super necessary. I'm starting to think. So we're going to go through and we're going to try to speed run this the best that we can. So Bandari Opportunist, charge, pilfer, shuffle a Bandari Opportunist with summon, draw a card into your deck. This is going to shuffle more of these into our deck, obviously, as I just said. And what that will do is it will create more creatures that will be available to go into our discard pile later. So that's the main idea with this. It also is a good source of draw. We kind of want to be a little bit draw heavy because we want to get to this Flesh Atronach as soon as we can. Illusory Defenses. So this card is it's a little bit but I wanted to throw it in because I was thinking about what other time in my life have I ever played Illusory Defenses, and the answer is none. So it's a one cost, but it's also a prophecy, and it summons 0/5 illusory walls with guard in each lane. Then you sacrifice them at the start of your turn. So the illusory defenses count as creatures. So when they go into our discard pile, they'll buff up our Flesh Atronach should we have one that we're about to play, which is a fun little synergy, and that's the only reason that it's here, really. It does keep our opponent off of our face and add to our prophecy total, so I did kind of like throwing it in for that, but it's also just it's a fun card, and like I said, I don't know of another time in my life where I'm ever going to play that. So, Scouts Report. Look at the top card of your deck. You may discard it. Draw a card. If we get something like a, let's say, Seeker of the Black Arts, we can just get rid of it because this thing is more a net negative than it is a positive half the time, I hate to say. But I do still like it. You know, it's kind of fun. Um, but yeah, so the Scouts Report will allow us to assess what card we get, and then we can throw it into our discard pile early if we want for our Flesh Atronach to benefit from. Bruma Profiteer, 3/2 for 2. When you summon another creature, you gain 1 health. We are going to be summoning a lot of creatures this game, so Bruma Profiteer hopefully will be able to get some good value from that. Crassius Favored, summon 2 1/1 Imperial Grunts to a lane. The plot effect is that you gain 1 health for each friendly creature in that lane. The most amount of health that this can gain is 4. And that's kind of, it's not a very complicated card. I mean, you just use it for health gain and to get some creatures on the board. So I'm just going to move right on to Empire Recruiter. Empire Recruiter is a 2/3 for 2. It has Pilfer, summon a 1/1 recruit in the other lane. Ideally, we'd be able to get at least 1 to 2 hits off on our opponent with this before it dies, but if not, a 2/3 for 2, it's not a bad stat line at all. So it's kind of just a good guy to get out there and apply a little bit of pressure onto our opponent because there's no way that our opponent will be able to know what we're doing right off the bat. Fifth Legion Trainer. When you summon another creature, give it +1/+0. So Fifth Legion Trainer is going to buff up a lot of the smaller guys, like the things that our Crassius Favor is going to be summoning, or the things that our Empire Recruiter is going to be summoning. And we've got a few things later on down the line that this will buff up as well. And it's just helpful to get that little bit of extra damage. And Fifth Legion Trainer is very cost effective. It's a 1/3 for 2, right? So you get a pretty good health pool with low damage, definitely. But uh, all in all, not a bad card at all. It's actually a very good card, so I'd recommend running it whenever you have the chance in Empire decks. Okay, Seeker of the Black Arts. I kind of dunked on this guy earlier, made fun of him a little bit, but it is kind of a fun card to run. So his pilfer is discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Now, Seeker of the Black Arts is better in decks with higher creature counts, and we do have a higher creature count than anything else in our deck, but I would prefer to play this in a deck that's basically got like 60 creatures in it. That way we're not potentially discarding things like Piercing Javelin and Edict of Azura, but I can't really control the RNG of how our deck is built at the start of the game. So Seeker of the Black Arts will just have to be, uh, it'll have to be on our side, right? Because this card sometimes really fights against you whenever you pilfer with it. So Seeker's fun. I'm hoping that we can get some good value out with it, but if not, oh well. Corner Club Gambler. Okay, summon, you must discard a card. You must discard a card, not you can. At the start of your turn, draw 2 cards, and Corner Club Gambler loses this ability. So Corner Club Gambler is a 4/3 for 3, which is a good stat line already. And the discard a card thing is helpful for us, actually, because we're trying to get more cards in our discard pile. So we want our Flesh Atronach to be as beefy as we can. So if we can discard something, uh, hopefully a creature, right, every time, uh, that would be ideal. So we don't really want to discard something like our Scouts Report. We would rather discard something like a Grey Viper Brigand, which is the perfect thing to discard basically. But we'll get onto that when we go over to them. But yeah, Corner Club, it's kind of a risk, but it has a very high reward. Galen the Shelterer. I love my guy, Galen. He's awesome. He's a 3/3 for 3. He's a unique creature, and you choose a creature or item in your hand when he is summoned. You shuffle 3 copies of whatever you chose with +3/+3 back into your deck. So Galen's awesome. He's really helpful to have. You can shuffle more cards in, more unique cards and whatnot, like Grey Viper Brigands are not unique, but we would like to get more of those in our deck potentially. We could throw in Shadowfen Priests are always a good option, but then we could also shuffle in things like Cicero or Legate Rika, or even more Flesh Atronachs if we're running low on them. So, I've talked about Grey Viper Brigand a lot. Let's go and move on down to him. Summon, draw a card for each Grey Viper Brigand in your discard pile. So we could potentially get a lot of value out of this card if we have some in the discard pile already, or if we have multiple copies of them from Galen the Shelterer already shuffled in. It's a very simple card. It's a very good way to draw, especially in a deck like this that is very uh, discard pile heavy, right? Necromancer's Amulet. Okay, it is a 3-cost support. When a friendly creature dies, you gain 1 health. We used this in the last video that was like a month ago almost at this point. It's a really good card, and it kind of just helps you sustain your life throughout the game. So if we can get this down early, that'd be great because we've got a lot of tiny little crappy guys that are going to be getting thrown into our discard pile. Spell Sword Summoning. All right, so I've never really used this card before, but I've been having a lot of fun with it in this deck. Summon a random 1-cost creature in each lane. 1-cost creatures are a lot better than I thought that they would be. So you can get stuff like another Bandari Opportunist, for example. We could get one of the... I always forget what those guys are called. Let me just go over here and... yeah, this one. Descendant of Alkosh. So you can get one of those guys. You could get a Shadow Mirror. Get Ungolem. You could get Jube. You can get a lot of fun creatures with this. So Spell Sword Summoning is a really cool card, and I really appreciate its effect in the deck. Okay, Transitive Shrine is really fun. So when you have a creature in each lane, your creatures and actions cost 1 less. This is of course a support card, so it does not benefit from that discount should we draw another one, but we have a lot of cards that are going to be splitting lanes. So we have the Empire Recruiter here, we have the Spell Sword Summoning over here, we have our Legate Rika right here, we have the Midnight Sweep and Imperial Might, and that's about it. But yeah, we do have a high potential to have cards in separate lanes during this game, so Transitive Shrine should be getting us a pretty good amount of value from it. Defensive Bruma is next. This is an action, and a lot of people run this. It was one of the more popular cards that wasn't an invade card from the Jaws of Oblivion DLC. So it costs 2 less for each friendly creature with 5 or more health. Then you give friendly creatures +1/+1 and guard. We're not really concerned with the discounting part. We only have 3 cards that can have, with Flesh Atronach, more than 5 health. So we have Cicero, we have the Flesh Atronach, and we have the Renowned Legate. But for a 4-cost, this is actually a really, really good price to play. And we're going to be having so many guys on the board, hopefully, that just giving them all a little bit more attack power and health and guard is going to keep our opponent off of our face for longer. And it should, hopefully, if we have a Necromancer's Amulet out, gain us a little bit of health too. Edict of Azura, that's up next. Destroy an enemy creature or support. This is perhaps the most overpowered removal in the game. It's crazy. It's in Spell Sword though, and Spell Sword's kind of a weaker color combination. I'm not gonna lie, but it also is in Empire and Redoran and what's the other one? Tribunal. So it gets a lot better when it's in different color combinations. And Edict of Azura is no exception here in my deck. It is very, very good in this deck, and we are going to be using this hopefully for getting rid of some nasty supports or some large creatures. Either way is fine with me. All right, next up is the Fortress Guard. Fortress Guard was an interesting draft for this deck. I thought that it would be kind of fun to grab him. He's a 3/4 with Guard, and he summons. His summon is you may discard a card to summon a 2/2 Colovian Trooper with Guard in the other lane. So Fortress Guard, I kind of missed him when I was talking about Transitive Shrine, but he's going to allow us to split the lanes as well, and he's also going to allow us to drop something into our discard pile. So let's say that we've got everything that we need. We don't need a Merchant's Camel. Bada bing, bada boom. He gets rid of him, and then we're just kind of smooth sailing with essentially now a 5/6 on the board, just split between 2 lanes, right? So when you add Fortress Guard and Colovian Trooper's power together, that's what you get. And with it summoning a new creature, that's a perfect way for us to move on to Legate Rika. So when you summon an Imperial, summon a 1/1 Imperial Grunt in the other lane. I really like Legate Rika. She's really cool in Skyrim, and she is a really, really cool card in this game. I love Imperials. They're one of my top 3 races in the Elder Scrolls franchise, in case anyone was wondering. And I think that her effect is really fun for a tribal deck like this, especially because Imperials are trying to split the lanes as best as possible, right? So when you're able to kind of just throw down a card and then you throw another one down in the other lane. It's really fun. Most of our cards in this deck are Imperials. We run the Bandari Opportunist, the Corner Club, Galen, Grey Viper, and Shadowfen and Flesh Atronach. Everything else though is Imperial, and that's and Seeker. Forgot about him again. Um, Everything else though is Imperial. That's why I called it the Imperial Atronach. And yeah, Leggett Ricka should be getting us a lot of value when she's out. Usually she doesn't though. She gets removed quite easily. She can be killed by lightning bolt or um, just a handful of removal. So Leggett Ricka doesn't usually stay around that long, but when she does, the games can be a lot of fun. Merchant's Camel. It's a 4-cost 1/4. Summon, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1, and discard the others. Merchant's Camel is a really good card for digging through your deck. If you don't run it in any of your decks that are looking for something specific, I would highly recommend it. It is a very, very decent card, especially when you run it with something like High Hrothgar or Ring of Imaginary Might. This thing can turn into a beast, quite literally. And I don't know, I just think there's a lot of creative ways that Merchant's Camel can be utilized. So go on ahead and play your best Legends out there with whatever deck you want, but Merchant's Camel is definitely something to take a look at. Midnight Sweep. Prophecy, summon a 2/2 Colovian Trooper with guard in each lane. This is essentially Fortress Guard, but a little bit less complicated without the discarding. And it gives us a little bit of a weaker board state than what we would have with a Fortress Guard, but it's for the same cost and with Prophecy, and it's an action, so I kind of like running it here, and I think that it gives us some good value, for sure. Disciple of Namira. Okay, at the end of each turn, draw a card for each friendly creature that died in Disciple of Namira's lane. Disciple is a really cool card. Again, I ran it in the last deck that we played with the Skeevers and everything. I really like it. I like the art on it a lot. I like the stat line is okay. The cost is fine. I think that the effect is really fun too. So all of that together provides a really fun card that should be getting us a lot of value from our creatures dying in this game, especially our tiny little crappy creatures. So Imperial Might is a 5-cost support, and at the end of your turn, it summons a 1/1 Imperial Grunt. So this card is going to be essentially just giving us tokens at the end of our turns, which is really nice, and that will trigger our Leggett Ricka if it does go down at the end of our turn. Her effect will also activate. But one thing that is kind of interesting to note here is that we have 3 of every single card in this deck. And that's very purposeful. That's because we will be discarding stuff. A lot of the time, we're not going to want to have 3 Imperial Mights, right? But we do have cards like Corner Club Gambler and Scouts Report and Fortress Guard that could get rid of one of these if we don't need it. That way we have a safety net and we have one of everything at least at all times, even if we've discarded like 2 of them, you know? So I think that it was a very purposeful decision, and I like the way that it turned out. But yeah, Imperial Might, good card, but probably don't want 3 of them in your hand at the same time. Piercing Javelin, we're going to move right on because everyone knows what that is. Shadowfen Priest, it's a 4/4 for 5, summon, silence another creature, or destroy an enemy support. Everyone also knows what Shadowfen Priest is. It's basically Edict of Azura, but instead of the alternate being destroy an enemy creature, it is silence an enemy creature. Really good card. It was a very solid and easy pick for me to put in this deck. I think that there really wasn't much brain power going into putting that one in here, I'll say. Cicero the Betrayer. Lethal, slay, draw 2 cards. Cicero can attack friendly creatures. It's a 1/6 for 6, and Cicero is going to have a lot of friendly creatures to attack. So ideally, he would be killing creatures that have not been buffed up by the 5th Legion Trainer. But if he does, that's okay. He's got a lot of health to kind of sustain himself, and we're not too worried about Cicero dying or anything. He's not essential to the list, but it is just a little bit of extra draw that we have in our deck now. Flesh Atronach here, we already talked about him. We're going to move down to the Renowned Legate. Renowned Legate is a 7-cost 5/5 with Breakthrough, and the summon effect is that you summon a 1/1 Imperial Grunt, then you gain 1 health for each friendly creature. So, Renowned Legate is really fun. He can gain us up to 8 health if you play him correctly, and he can generate a bunch of little creatures too, so I think he's a lot of fun, and I think going forward we'll be able to pull a lot out of the match with him. Anyway, with all that said, I think that's the end of the deck explanation. And I'm curious about what your most hated card is today. My most hated card, after ranting about it for a little bit, is probably it's between Ayleid Guardian, Midnight Burial, Call Dragon, Feed, and what's the last one? A New Era. Those cards all thoroughly piss me off. I think everything else, uh, not everything else in the game, but those are the ones that really stand out to me the most. But anyway, that's my question. That's the deck explanation, and I will see you guys on the other side. All right, we're up against Marwo 251, Nerevar Reborn, which is a cool title, and they are on a. Let's see here. They're on an 88 card. Oh wait, no, a 90. 89. Okay, that's what I was going to say the first time. 89 card deck. You guys will have noticed I got bumped down to the mage here. I don't know if it's necessary to play anything right now, but I would like to advance my board state a little bit. Yeah, I got bumped down to the mage because I didn't play hardly at all last month.
This one foresees a great
Mystic of the
victory.
Ancient, or Mystic of Ancient Rites. That always bothers me that it's Mystic of Ancient Rites and not of the Ancient Rites. I think that's just because they couldn't fit the name on the card feasibly.
Be at peace.
Okay, and I did that because I knew that he had to answer that somehow, so I figured he would have slammed his Mystic into me.
Fine, let's go.
And I had somebody comment that I should start talking more about what cards do, because some people aren't as aware, and I'm going to try to make a better effort of that going forward.
Awaiting your command.
Actually, the game sounds like it might be a little bit too loud. Is that... Let me lower it a little bit. I mean, I want you guys to be able to hear the game, obviously, but... Okay, so this is becoming a little bit problematic, but I think we'll be okay with this. And you'll get to see a little bit of the synergy going on here. Our opponent is up on card advantage, and these two don't really do much for us right now. That's pretty good. Okay, so Shadowfen Priest now we have to decide what a more valuable target is to... Oh. What a more valuable target is to get rid of. I think we do that. Gain a little bit more health. And I definitely don't get rid of the Shadowfen Priest. That would be a huge mistake. Ooh, that's really good. Holy crap. 2 3/2s. That discounts the rest of our cards too. Wow. Okay. Merchant's Camel. Alright. This has to die. This has to die. What can I play in the meantime? I'm going to go Shadowfen Priest, Field Lane. Then I'm going to eliminate this because it deals 1 damage to me each turn that it's out. I'm going to play the Merchant's Camel. And this is a very big decision here, but I'm going to grab the Flesh Atronach. And I'm going to kill this. So now we've got a pretty good safety net on board. Got 4 creatures, he's got 3 cards in hand, plus this Navigator guy. Okay, and he's going to waste a Javelin on me. So now... Okay, this is perfect. We go Corner Club into Grey Viper Brigand. Get that out of the way now. And then we've got our Atronach 13-12 over here on turn 8. And we'll see what Marwo has to say about that. Wow, not a whole lot to say about it, I guess. And we've got our extra stuff, so we're going to swing first with him. Then we're going to do 2 damage here to avoid breaking a rune until we absolutely must. And there we go. If he gets a javelin, I think I know where it goes. Okay. We'll do Disciple of Namira. Then we'll kill. No, I think we'll get one. We'll get the 4. I'll kill my 5th Legion trainer because that's probably what he kills anyway, and I want to draw a card. And we'll wait. Renowned Legate is really good here too. Okay. Force him to kind of kill that. And Iren's Chosen. That's not really going to help him a whole lot. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, just having a Piercing Javelin in the back pocket is devastating. So we'll do that, and we'll get the win with the Flesh Atronach. That was an awesome game. It's a great demonstration of the deck's power. We're up against Deliort? Deliort? Maybe it's French, so Deliort. I think we throw all of that back. We just hope for a better hand in general. It's not that much better. This guy's got the perfect tag. He's at a 100 card deck. That's a little bit concerning. Okay. Descendant of Alkosh. Oh yeah, we'll discard that. Don't need it. It's kind of what I was talking about earlier. I think we'll Galen in some Shadowfen Priests, and we'll use this Priest on turn 5 to silence this, but we're going to play against it and make it look like we're trying to delete it. Ooh, Rimmon Siege Weapon, never mind. So we do actually have to play against this. Galen in some Shadowfens. Now he's going to hit me. If he procs one of my prophecies, that's good. Any of my prophecies here are good. I have Piercing Javelins, I have Midnight Sweeps, and I have the Illusory Walls. Okay, there's the Javelin. So that's amazing. And he's down to 4 cards. I'm now up to 6 next turn. And he's just going to have to try to keep this momentum going with the Rimmon Siege engine. Fortress Guard is really good here. I think we get rid of the Spell Sword Summoning. And now we've blocked up both lanes. It might have made more sense for Fortress Guard to have gone over here, since we already had the defense from Galen, but we're doing okay. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Should be fine anyway. Defensive Bruma coming up as well. So we'll get rid of that. Hit him for 6. And now we've got a pretty decent net over here. We can play Defensive Bruma next turn. That'll buff up our Shadowfen. And these guys, of course. Now this seems like a kind of guy who's going to be running Swift Strike on us, who's going to be running... do we have a Dishnikyal Archer in our future? Dune Ripper. Oh, I hate that card. I hate it so much. Okay, well, this needs to go. Dune Ripper can't really kill anything over here. He's going to move when he hits me, though. So that is going to be a little bit of a problem, but we do have Renowned Legate coming up, which is nice. He's going to move over, deal 2 damage to something. Scout's Report's not bad. It's not great to have here either. And Chimera. So this tells me he almost certainly has some kind of move card coming up. I like the Empire Recruiter, honestly. And then Defensive Bruma. Get rid of that. Ooh. Okay, I think Bruma Profiteer to start.
Preparations have been made.
And Empire Recruiter's fine. I'm setting up for the long game here, so I know that he has some kind of card to move these. He wouldn't have put them in this lane otherwise. I think he's just protecting them in the shadow lane for right now. But we can easily get something going on here. Dawnfang. Okay. I used 2 javelins already. We do have edicts as well. I think defensive Bruma is going to be decisive here. Giant's Camp is interesting. Oh my god, wow, we are lucking out. I'm going to do that, and then we can kill Chimera. Actually, Disciple of Namira might be huge here. I think Disciple of Namira is huge here. We'll kill those. I should have... I got a little bit too eager there. This is why I'm at rank 9. I should have hit that first and then played the Corner Club Gambler because that's my next move. But yeah, we'll play like that. We'll draw 2 extra cards, stay on him on the advantage. And now we have Renowned Legate Defensive Bruma next turn, which is going to be awesome. Also, until you guys start saying the word next on a daily basis like I have with these recordings, you don't realize how hard of a word it is to say. Maybe it's my Midwest accent, but next is a very difficult word. Okay, Disciple, pretty good. I think that we have discussed what we're going to do already, though, and it sounds good to me. So we lay down our Renowned Legate. He's going to summon a guy, gain us 5 health, and then we defense. And right now, we're kind of looking like a standard Imperial list if we didn't have the Flesh Atronach here. We'd look pretty normal. The only thing that he might have seen that would be out of the ordinary was the, what's it called? Spell Sword Summoning. Okay, so he's really putting a defensive wall up against me. Thankfully, I can kind of do the exact same. So I'll play a Midnight Sweep or Fortress Guard. I think we'll do Fortress Guard. And then I'll discard the Grey Viper Brigand.
Awaiting your command.
And the thing is... Oh, wait, I thought I had enough Magicka for the Renowned Legate. Oops. That's a really big oversight. But now we have a bunch of guards in the way. I'll hit him like this. Drop him down a bit. And we'll see if he can go up against this wall. See if he has enough. If he has Unstoppable Rage, he's going to win. Tiny Dragon, okay. Oh, wow.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Why did he not do that over here? Why would you not do that over there? Oh, he's trying to get the Giant's Camp to go off. I think I see. So we really need an Edict here, otherwise it's an instant loss. Bandari's not bad. Yeah, so Bandari will actually limit. We'll gain 5 more health. Bandari will limit the effectiveness of his Giant's Camp here. So he still has to deal with this guard. Now that's not asking too much of him. It's very easy to deal with that guard. But now we've gained some health on him, so if he doesn't deal with these guys, he's going to have a problem. And I don't like just throwing my Bandari Opportunist away, but kind of needed to happen. And now he's playing something for 12. Kalgron Teed. Okay, so I think this is a loss for sure. Our opponent has played very well, and I did play pretty stupidly earlier in this match. Hmm, good card. Well, we'll show him what we were doing with the Flesh Atronach at least. There's another Bandari. So we'll play like this. There we go. Let's see what cards we drew. 2 more Flesh Atros. Nice. Well, that is a very intimidating board state, so GG to my opponent. That was well played.
Here we make our stand.
And he's even going to be able to skip my rune. Okay, we're up against Pooter093. They are the House Redoran Kinsmen playing House Redoran, fittingly, but with the Daggerfall Covenant back. I don't mind that opening hand. I think that's a very goofy opening hand to have. Okay, instantly we're going to play the Scouts Report. Going to keep the Defensive Bruma, and we actually have mostly all actions in our opening hand, so Seeker of the Black Arts, when we put him down, actually does have a higher chance of drawing something that's a creature, or discarding, I suppose, things that are creatures. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to see what that looks like, I suppose. Spell Sword Summoning. Ooh, Mudcrab Merchant. Yeah, I'll take that. Cool. Not too bad. Okay, he's going to be sacrificing his Ancient Lookout, which I'm totally okay with. Do a Scout's Report here. Gonna keep that for sure. I'm gonna throw it down actually right now. Okay, this has been a very weird game so far. I know that my opponent is playing some kind of dragon thing. And I think I'm just gonna let him set up. I'm sure we're gonna see the evil card in a few turns. Okay, we're gonna save the edict, I think. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get rid of this with the edict. Then we're gonna establish Elena Banach when he plays Call Dragon. There it is. And he's got 2 of them now. And if you're wondering how I knew that he had Call Dragon in his deck, it's just the only thing that people play. Unfortunately. It's it's an illness, I'll say. I'm gonna play this down, that way we retain our Transitus Shrine discount. And he lost his Midnight Burial, so that's good. It's good for me. What does he kill here? Cool. We put some pressure on him with that Elena Banach at least.
We can do this.
And he has a ton of Magicka to work with now, and I am basically just poking him for nothing. But I will try to set up on him a full lane, basically. Full lane of stuff for him to deal with.
Awaiting your command.
And that's essentially the best that I can do here. So we have 7 creatures on the board. And he doesn't have to deal with every one of them, but if he doesn't deal with any of them, he'll have a problem. Double guarding both lanes is very good for him.
Sovngarde awaits you.
I don't see how we make it to the end game here. I think we're kind of stuck. Man, I have been absolutely addicted to Diet Dr. Pepper recently. I don't know what is wrong with me, but that's just how it is. Okay, so he discarded that. And there's our Flesh Atronach. So actually, this kind of makes more sense now, right? Can do... Defensive Bruma would buff everything up. You know what? I'm going to do this. I think that's a pretty cool move to do. And we'll hit him with the Empire Recruiter and with the 5th Legion Trainer. So I want more Bandari Opportunists. I'll do that. And we'll damage him just a little bit more. And this will become a 9/9 when I lay it down. And it'll probably split his resources. So we're going to play that. I could have waited for the Illusory Walls to dissipate. Then we would get an 11/11, but yeah, I had a feeling that he was going to hard remove it no matter what we did, so I'm glad for him to just be able to use it now. But we do have what looks to be scary. If he doesn't realize that these disappear, then we're good. The only reason that I'm saying that he might not realize that is because we're at rank 8. And he did! He wasted removal on that. That's incredible. I mean, that's a mistake I could see myself making as well, though. Okay, he did identify the Bandari Opportunists, but there's another one right away. So now we just have to kind of rely on those Opportunists that we had. So we shuffled quite a few into our deck, I believe. We do have 70 cards. We played a lot of cards already. There's his other Call Dragon. Okay, we essentially have to just wait Yeah. I don't think that I can allow this to be alive anymore. So we'll do that. I'd prefer that the grunt went in the shadow lane. That way we can at least get just that little bit of extra poke damage. Oh, Supreme Dragon. Okay. That card is really annoying. And my friend here is not going to attack me. He's going to leave it all up to fate. I'm going to keep the Bandari. Okay, in the shadow lane's good. In the shadow lane is good. He's got 12, 14, plus 11, so never mind. He just doesn't want to attack me. I don't get what he's doing. Wow. I mean, I get what he's doing. He's setting up an insane board state that I can't handle. Well, I think we'll play the Bandari. And what is this normally? Yeah, it's just been rallied onto. I think we'll get rid of the Supreme Dragon's effect because there's not much else that I can do. And we'll hope for some javelins. Haven't seen a single javelin yet. Although now it doesn't matter. We could have won before, but man, that was rough. That was a rough one, but that's dragons, essentially. Every time that I play against dragons, it just proves my point further. Okay, we're up against Castration Littell. Okay, Castration Littell. The Assassin. They're on a 75 card deck. I can't stop looking at that name. That is a weird name. Ooh. Take an early Bandari. That's good. Spell Sword Summoning could give us another Bandari as well. Okay, and he seems to be on some kind of, well, I'm not going to say anything yet. Those are not ideal one-drops. TBH. I was going to say, though, he seems to be on some sort of normal Guild Sworn, but some people just run this card because they don't have, or because they want to run the tricolor, yeah, tricolor invasion. So that's why I held my tongue. And here we go. I also ranted about the invade mechanic a little bit. Well, Fortress Guard, get rid of Imperial Might.
I live to serve.
Good shot. Good choice. Okay, this is at level 2, right? It's still kind of dangerous. I think I'd rather damage that a bit. I could have played defensive Bruma there and killed it right away, but I didn't feel that that was necessary. I would like to see him invade a few more times before I destroy that. There's Golden Saint that didn't proc. Very weird. Transitus, Bruma. Okay, we're gonna go like this.
I'm not afraid of you.
Father Sithis.
Give him that contract. Kill that.
Feel the might of the Empire.
I'm wondering if he just doesn't have anything to invade with right now because he is on. No, he's on 75. Okay. But that is odd to me. Okay. He's got the one invade card.
Speak.
Golden Initiate. But if he doesn't have anything else to invade with. Oh, nice. Yeah, please don't be another invade card. Because then it's just defensive Bruma. And we destroy the portal. And that should set him back a bit. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Holy shit. Okay. Nice. Yeah, this is good. So we illusory defense. Then we defensive Bruma. Now I'm able to get rid of this. I can edict that. Kill that. And our board state is pretty good. Now he does have 4 more cards than us, but hopefully we'll be able to make up for that. It is going to get easier and easier for him to level up a portal, but if I'm not giving him cards, then his only ways of gaining cards are going to be stuff like Daedric Incursion or the Daedroth right here. And I think turning our Oblivion portal, which is useless for us, into a 1/5 guard is a really good benefit. And he seems to be aware that he doesn't have to work at all to get rid of these. And he used his completed contract on what exactly? Mythic Dawn Informant. Okay. I'm going to hold that Piercing Javelin in my back pocket. This, having the 1/5 actually does open up a route for him to kill the Mythic Dawn Informant with, which is pretty cool.
The Oriole do not waste time chatting with mortals.
But he isn't going to do that. He's instead going to swing, swing, swing. Yep. But see, now we're on equal footing. I mean, he's got way more creatures than I do, sure, but we're each drawing 1 card per turn, and he's going to... I think he's going to opt to hit me. And so if I can get a prophecy or 2, I only have 9 in the deck, but if I could get a prophecy or 2, that'd be great. If not, then I'm still gaining cards. Probably swing, swing would be correct. It's not the end of the world if you do out of that order, though.
A new dawn.
And Mythic Dawn Zealot. That's great because he didn't get any value out of that.
What's yours is mine.
Okay, I'm going to Scouts Report here. Favor's good, I think. We'll play the Fortress Guard over here.
Who's there? Halt, I say.
Get rid of the... What do we get rid of here? I'll get rid of the Disciple.
Awaiting your command.
Empire Recruiter.
I'll find you the finest recruits in Syria.
And... Favor.
Now can Uncle Courteous help?
We're doing all this because he has a more oppressive side over here. The Fortress Guard should be able to handle both of these along with the Grey Viper Brigand, and we have this Piercing Javelin in case something goes wrong. But let's say that he swings like this, then like this, then like this, we can at least kill one of those with one of our little guys. Now what he got from that is probably going to be a decisive turning point in this match. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. Okay, that was good. And turns out that was very decisive. So if he wastes his time, because he doesn't have to attack these now. Oh, piercing, javelin. It's my savior here. Castration Lital, or Litelli, is putting up a very good fight for me. My actions in the next turn are basically going to determine the outcome of this game. Because he's clearly got the aggressive side. I need to javelin this and kill this. That'll leave him with 7 damage on the board. Seeker of the Black Arts. So we can't mess around with this. Discarding stuff. We need to play this to challenge. And so we're going to lose our bonus with the Transitus Shrine if we play it over here. But we don't really have another choice. I'm going to do that just so that way his health is lowered for the Seeker of the Black Arts. Part of me is kind of hoping that he hits face. That way I'll be able to draw a card. So going into the end game, I'll have 2 cards instead of 1. But this has been a really good hold by both of us, I think. Blast from Oblivion. Wow. It's a very, very good card. So he needs to hit me, and I need to draw Defensive Bruma and a creature, essentially. He's really thinking about... Okay, so he got it. He got me my card. Even with Defensive Bruma, it's going to be very, very shifty. Because I can play Defensive Bruma here if I get it, and I can stabilize somewhat. It would have to be Disciple in the Shadow, and then this guy would get buffed up and we'd kill. I don't see the downside here to hitting face, yeah. Ooh, Renowned Legate. That does not save us, but it's a good try. We gain 4 health. Yeah, we needed something to buff that guy up. The Blast from Oblivion was the decisive move. So, good game to this guy. I hope he just finishes me off quickly. And we did not see our Flesh Atronach at all during that, which is too bad. Okay, we're up against Leopold 19, the Master of Mirrors. They are also rank 9, like me. I got demoted. Something's telling me to hold on to the Renowned Legate, but I'm going to resist that urge, throw him back. And this is an okay starting hand, I suppose. Yeah, it's not too bad. Do 5th Legion Necromancer.
Training is over. It's time to act.
Could be 5th Legion Seeker now. In fact, I think... yeah, 5th Legion Seeker. We could do Illusory Defenses as well. Wouldn't make much difference. I think we'll hold on to that for when we really need it. Leopold seems to be on a 100 card deck, and he's dispatching me pretty quickly and easily. Necromancers. So I think that Illusory Defenses might have helped, but not by a lot. And so now we're on the defense. Play necromancers and play the play the Bruma.
Preparations have been made.
You might want to save illusory defenses for when we can combo it with a renowned legate. So turn 8, basically. Defensive Bruma. This guy does have some pretty beefy guard creatures that we need to be aware of. I think Disciple, illusory defenses. Perhaps defensive Bruma as well. No, that would reveal my creatures. So we'll wait a minute on that. Okay, he edicts that, which is nice. Seems like his deck is all guards. Not too bad. So I can do Renowned Legate now, and that provides more of a threat here. And I think because of this situation, the Bruma Profiteer is going to die anyway. So we'll just play like that and draw 2 cards. And we're not at a horrible position. We're not obviously at an ideal position, but we're not at a horrible spot. Also, there's a train driving by my house, so I'm sorry if any of that picks up. Doesn't look like it's picking up on the mic, but we'll see. Okay. So this lane is concerning. I think what we could do here is Flesh Atro, defensive Bruma. Or we could do Cicero, defensive Bruma. He's got 3 cards. I'd drop down to 4 if I did that. Let's... Cicero's so useful, though. Cicero's such a good utility card. I think we'll play down our 5th Legion Trainer over here to maybe give him a target. I'm going to offer up the trade there. Then I'm going to play Cicero. 2/6 Cicero. Because this thing with regen, I don't know what his plan is for this over here. I don't know why you would run this, but I might be thinking too much into it. He might just have wanted to play with it.
Don't be a nuisance.
Ooh. Wow. I mean, okay. Sure. Yeah, he took the trade too. Oh, that's perfect. Wow, this lane's gone. Goodbye.
I live to serve.
That was a big blunder. Okay, so we kill this, then this. See what we draw. Disciple of Namira is pretty good. Throw it over there. We'll do a Spell Sword Summoning then, just to kind of beef up our board state. And I'll kill that. Not too bad at all. And thanks to the Necromancer's Amulet here, we're continually gaining health. And our Flesh Atro is pretty big right now. Ooh, cool. Very nice. Shadowfen Priest on this guy then. Or no, Shadowfen Priest on Light of the 3.
This should help you.
Right? That's how that works. Nope, that's not how that works. Oops. We'll do a Fortress Guard over here, and then we'll get rid of a Grey Viper Brigand. Not exactly how I thought that this turn was going to go. Gain a little bit of health, deal a little bit of damage to him, and now if he does this trade, we still kill the Dren Bodyguard.
Show some respect. We'll have to settle this the hard way.
Okay, I'm liking the way that this is turning out. I think it's getting more and more favorable for us. Yeah, that's fine. It's totally okay. He needs to deal with the Disciple.
If we die together.
Wow. So his deck is kind of feeling to me a bit hodgepodgey. There's Edict of Azura as well. I think rather than shuffling more Flesh Atros in, we want more Legates because these guys can gain us health. Now if we play this, then Legate, that's going to drop our Defensive Bruma down to 2, but it will also be unplayable. So we need to think about the order of operations here. He's got quite a bit of damage on the board. It might behoove me to just play a Renowned Legate than an Edict this turn. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Renowned Legate. I could do Defensive Bruma, right? That would keep him off of me for a little bit. Potentially. But I also kind of like this move right here. And I don't want to hit him any more than I have. And this should kind of be how the trade goes. He would do Ghost Gate into Imperial and Light of the 3 into nothing. Probably into my face. If we could get an OTK with the Flesh Atronach, that would be hilarious. Okay, into my face. Cool. Imperial might be the first time that this has actually successfully gotten down. We'll throw Galen. Renowned Legate. Then we'll do another Renowned Legate. Our Defensive Bruma will drop down to 0. We want to play this before we hit with this because it's going to drop his health down to 4. And then we won't get the discount anymore. So we'll do that. Kill this guy. Kill that. And then we're going to play down our Seeker of the Black Arts to try to get a few more creatures into our discard pile before we play the Flesh Atro. And it's not an OTK. I always use that term, but I mean, if we could just kill him in one hit with our Flesh Atronach. And what is he going to draw? Feasting Hunger? It's the only thing that he could get. That is not how that card works. Okay, he finally dealt with that. Nice. Do that. Let's see what we get in our discard pile. Nice. Okay, we don't want him to have any more of those, and then we'll lay down the Flesh Atronach. Play the Imperial Might as well.
That's quite big. Impressive.
We got a 26/26 Flesh Atronach, so pretty good. Oh, that's so disappointing. Why do you run that card? Nice play. Okay, so that actually really nerfs my position here. Got 7, 11, 12, or 13, 14, 15, 16 damage on board. But now I don't really want to hit him anymore. Let's see what we can get into our discard pile. Another Flesh Atronach. Shit. Okay, so we have one more Flesh Atronach. So I don't really think that I can be don't really think that I can be messing around anymore with this guy. He has to go. What are you going to destroy? Probably... Yeah. Okay. Not too bad. What would our guys turn into right now? 30-30s. We would have a 30-30 flesh Atronach. That's crazy. Is that a creature's health? Why not this guy? What? I guess that would have buffed up all my creatures, right? Okay, good game. We'll do... I don't know who to hit with first. I guess we'll hit with this guy. We'll just see what we would have thrown in. Not great stuff. Cool. Well, Leopold 19, good game. Alright guys, with that said, that's the video. I think it was like 3 or 4 matches. It really wasn't anything too crazy, but we had a few fun wins and a few very close losses. And I think that it's important to see both, so I'm going to keep them both in there. I appreciate you guys sticking around this long. Thank you. It means a lot to me. I know that, I haven't been around for the past few weeks, but it does, it warms my heart to know that you guys will still show up for this video regardless. And I think the production of videos is probably going to slow down. One video a week was very tough for me. I was making it work for a while, but it was very tough. And I want to try to get more stuff coming out. So what I'm going to tell you right now is that videos will be coming out. You don't have to worry about that. It's just that they won't be on such a consistent basis. And I don't want them to be like this video coming out 3 to 4 weeks after the last one every time. I don't want that to be the norm, but one video a week, it would be nice if I could maintain that, but it's just very tough. I'm not making money from this. I'm doing it for free. And I'm not asking for money, but, it's hard to motivate yourself to do something, to take time out of your day, like hours on end out of your day to do something unless, you're really motivated for it. And just these past few weeks, I just haven't been particularly motivated for it. So um, that's essentially the explanation for what's going to happen going forward. We're almost at 400 subscribers. I'm really, really excited for that. People have been finding the channel, which is nice. I did get like a weird uptick of subscribers in the past few weeks, even though I haven't been uploading, which is nice. But we're about 42. We are 42 subscribers away from 400 subs. And I remember earlier this summer, I said that my end goal was 500 subscribers by the end of August. And I don't think that's feasible anymore, but I am excited to hit the 400 mark soon. So thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Okay. So peace out and see you later. Also, I apologize. Like I said, I ranted for 40 minutes and now I'm doing this. So my voice is a little bit, I can feel it slipping. I think it's storming outside. Totally getting sidetracked, but. Oh no, my opponents, holy shit. My neighbors are taking their garbage. Oh man, it was the rolling of the garbage can. Okay, anyway.